I know almost all the people that grew it or raised it. So it's kind of a cool thing to say and do. And we get probably this time of the year from here till November, 90% of the food, at least dollar we spend, we probably spend about 150 miles up here. So it's really cool. We change our menu all the time. As things come and go, strawberries are huge, right? Or just ended. So you're getting the last of the Michigan strawberries, which is a sad thing. So we change up our menu weekly, partially, maybe twice in 1 week, depending on if that's all we have, or if I get a certain thing in, I might have 15 orders, and I'll put it on the menu, and it'll be gone. So it's our menu goes in flux, so it's really hard, updating the staff and things like that. That's one of the challenges or something like that, as well as spending the money on directly with farmers. Do 30-day terms. So there's lots of different challenges. One is everybody you write a check or give them cash money when you buy stuff. So it's kind of that can be challenging in a restaurant business. That's cash order. So I'm not sure why we're not in that tangent, but there you go. Another thing we do here that I'm very proud of is we get a lot of whole animals, and at least, if not whole animals, whole muscle groups. So I make all kinds of sausages, cheese, pates, gruyères, funkies, things like that to use those different bits that are a nice, pretty tenderloin or a nice rack of lamb or things like that. I'll get 6 rack of lambs or 6 lambs, and then you have 32 liters of wax, and that's it. Then you have 3/4 of the weight of the animal left to still deal with. So that's where you make sausage, or you have to learn how to cook the shoulder and things like that. So those are 2 things that are really prime that we buy locally and we try to utilize. You see on our menu, I don't know if we have one of the big menus that we have a thing called the pig's head, fried pig's head, which has been one of the most popular things. And that just comes from on the head, getting the whole pig and trying to find a way to use it. And it's been super popular. I kind of put it on as a lark because I received 6 pig heads from a farmer that just had their extra farmer with a good relationship. In fact, just before we opened, I had to put them in my house for brought them in, put them in, so we got 21 orders out last weekend. It was on a Friday night, and at 8 o'clock they're all gone. So it was kind of bizarre, and so we kept them on ever since. Kind of signature thing. We just had it right up in one of our local monthlies. But we really enjoyed that, so pretty much pictures of it. We also you look at the cocktail list. We kind of create our cocktails like we do our food, keep your seasonal, changing all the time. We have obviously the classic ones, but then you've got a bunch of strawberries, rhubarb, and things like that. Now we'll get into cherry peaches and nectarines and plums and sour cherries and all things, and that we'll start making drinks out of as well. We also almost completely have Michigan beers. Michigan beer has grown crazy in the last 10 years. You can get any type of beer, any style, hundreds of beers. So we don't really have to have any style and still have them be local. And our wine list is it's pretty dotted with some nice Michigan wines as well. So that's the main focus of the restaurant. I don't, that's don't have a whole lot to say over that. It's a challenge to do it. It's great fun. And a lot of work as well. There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, question. Kind of in which came first, the chicken or the egg kind of thing. Were you always interested in wanting to look at what do you do with each part of the animal beforehand, or did you say I'm really committed to doing everything local and then had that as a oh wow, what do I get to do?
What do I have to do? Yeah, have to do something with this.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, that's a great question. How the whole local thing had started years ago, 10 years ago, and I was doing a different thing, and I wanted to just start, cooking seasonally, and really seasonally is locally, because I'll have areas like strawberry season. Well, in February, it'll probably be strawberry season, but then strawberry season starts in California with all the big giant blissful areas. So strawberry season, let's go. And it's like, it's not strawberry season. Strawberry season is from around here, from at least closest by. So I kind of started doing that years ago, and I kind of morphed into, being more focused that way. And then, I'm thinking, okay, if I really want to get out my pork or lamb or whatever locally, you have to free up to do the rest, because, there's not big meat packing places in Michigan that you can just get locally raised things and just get the ribeye. You have to do more than that. So it's better than it was. I actually can buy just what ribeye, for instance, but as far as pork, you still pretty much have to get the meat level, still primal. So then you have to develop ways in which to use it. And that's also been very fun, because I'm not doing it all myself. I'm not sure which came first. I guess I got the thing and I had to figure out how to use it. Then I practiced a lot over the years. I did a couple of years in my house when we were, I was thinking about this concept. I got a whole thing. I think I invited 15 people and 18 people came. The 9 courses. I had 18 people off my kitchen. So I've been just working on it for years.
Can you tell us how long you've been here and sort of the inspiration for the name Grange?
We opened last August, so it hasn't been a year. August 5th, I believe, is the date. Grange, it was, looking through the sources, find another one for farm. We knew we were going to be a farm to table, and that was like I swear it's the hardest thing to open a restaurant to figure out a name. It took us like 6 years to figure out a name for what we were going to do, and it was just another name for Grange.
And
another name for a farm.
And what were you doing just prior to opening Grange?
I was, for a short time, I was a partner of a local restaurant called Menology for a few months or so. Years before that, I was at the Chop House for about 6 years, around the other corner. So I've been in and out more or less for way too long. 25 years, I guess, right?
Did you go to school for culinary?
I did eventually. I came to school here to a place called Grange, Michigan, and apparently people like that you would go to class, and I didn't go as much as I should. It was a short-lived career, and a lot of everything. So and then I just got a job in a restaurant, and ended up, I was in front of the house, retired of that, so I started cooking for like 3 homes. I cook on Monday, Tuesday, and then wait table Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We actually made the most money, and that worked out for a little while until a sous chef quit, and also another sous chef, and then chef quit, and also another chef, and that was our real seafood company. And did that for about 2.5 years as a chef, and decided, well, this is what I want to do. If I'm going to do it, I got to have somebody teach me rather than teach myself. So I did. I went to Institute for Culinary Education in New York, IC, called Food Comes, and this was 95-ish. So I went there, and I've been in the restaurant business for 8 to 9 years before I did that, which was nice. I just really used that to get into it in the restaurant. I worked with David Burger at Grange Cafe for a couple of years there in Chicago before I ended up.
Chef, can you tell our audience your full name one more time before we wrap the video up?
My name is Brandon Jones.
Thanks for letting us come to your restaurant and sharing with us today.
Well, thank you for coming.